So we are back, and unfortunately, we got to rip the Band-Aid. We got to rip the Band-Aid off. It is
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing.
All right, let's start with the Blackjack Casino Battle Royale, whatever you want to call it.
This was just abysmal. Like, what? So, number one, I learned today that Tony Khan played a large role in the construction of this match, and I'm not.
It was a mess.
It was a mess, absolutely. They started out on the outside of the ring, and then they go to the inside of the ring. Doesn't that sound oddly familiar?
And it sounds like he's taking a playbook out of Mr. Vince Russo.
Yeah, this literally was the reverse battle royal. I mean, the ending was fine because I guess Swerve Strickland is getting another international champion match.
Oh, great.
At least he's good. At least, I mean, maybe he will beat Orange Cassidy and finally win this stupid belt off of him and maybe make it somewhat relevant. God. I mean, I just don't know what to say about it. It's sad. Big Bill, Penta El Cerro Miedo, Orange Cassidy, and Swerve Strickland were the final four.
And I didn't like the performance of most of them. I mean, Big Bill's just, I don't know, he's kind of clunky.
But once again, he was doing just fine in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
But then he goes here. It's motivation.
Right.
He's not motivated with AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sitting there in this big match, in this big cinematic match with the Hardys, and he's sucking on a lollipop. Do you really think he's taking this company seriously?
Anyways, who won? Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy. He's still the champion. Good Lord. Oh, my God.
Let's talk about this one.
This was a mess of a match. Oh, so number one, the Battle Royal gets an Orange Cassidy, ironically, thumbs down. There were parts of it that I really did like.
It was better than a lot of Battle Royals that they've done in the past, but it still wasn't good.
Right. But this gets 2 thumbs down. This was a mess of a match. Sabu was barely involved. I think he threw a couple of chairs, ran off the Jericho Appreciation Society, and we didn't see him one iota after that.
Right. It was kind of weird.
He did this like, I'm going to get on the top rope and just flop on the table. I'm like, God, please, for the love of God, this guy looks ancient.
Yeah.
Just ancient. It's like, why?
Also, why was this the first match on the card?
Well, the second match
on the card.
Beats the hell out of me.
It's an unsanctioned match, right? But whatever, this is just there.
It was so dumb.
At least the right person won.
That's true. It really is. But once again, who really cares?
Nobody.
Britt Baker got involved slightly with it, but Adam Cole won with multiple punches. Jericho couldn't defend himself, and that was it. AEW has had unsanctioned matches done so right.
In the past.
This
was the worst unsanctioned match in
by
AEW
a
history.
mile. I mean, hell, Dr. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa had one of the best unsanctioned matches I've ever seen.
Right.
Because it's about presentation.
Yeah.
And usually what they did is that they cut the lights and they bring them back up. It's signaling. It's part of the experience.
Right.
Of the show is over.
Yeah.
This is not part of the show. And that's why unsanctioned matches in the main event work.
Oh, right.
This could have been done probably a lot better on Dynamite. Why did this have to take up time?
Or it could have been a different type of match, like an Extreme Rules match. You had one of the fathers of the Extreme Rules match.
Right. You have literally Sabu there to have it. Might as well do a hardcore match or a steel cage match or
I don't think
something.
A steel cage match would have worked, but a hardcore match definitely.
Well, because this was a hardcore match. They just mislabeled it. This is a mislabeled match.
It was.
Because you did not get that emotion that other unsanctioned matches did. Why? Because it's in the middle of the show.
Right.
And it just was there. Like, seriously.
All right, anyways, on to the next one. Who won that match?
Adam Cole won with multiple punches, 2 thumbs down.
Okay.
So, FTR and Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal.
God, I hate this team with all of my passion. Although FTR did pretty well.
Because FTR is awesome.
That's true.
Mark Briscoe is just there.
Yeah, I know. He was just there. It was a nothing sandwich.
But once again, they want some way to bring up yet again another dead wrestler. I mean, they have Owen Hart in Fight Forever.
I'm going to give it one thumb down.
I'm going to give it, full thumbs down. This was the weakest FTR title defense that I have seen.
Well, it's because of who they're facing, and it's because of who else is in the match. It's because of, oh my God, we have to bring up Jay Briscoe every 10 seconds because fuck.
It's like, and then Jeff Jarrett is there. It's like, this is not nepotism at all. Then Karen Jarrett was there. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
And then Aubrey Edwards getting hit with the guitar during the show. Her selling sucks, and now it looks like they're going to be doing. I am not kidding you. This is what they're doing.
A match between Aubrey Edwards.
A mixed tag team match.
Yeah.
It's going to be Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett versus Mark Briscoe and Aubrey Edwards.
Yeah, I heard those rumors as well.
It wasn't. Didn't Aubrey Edwards say once that she didn't want to be part of the spotlight?
She just wants to make herself part of the spotlight. That's just her MO.
This whole company is just...
It's run by insane people.
I mean, I hope you guys know that. I am so glad we did not go to this live. I would have been pissed off. I would have asked for a refund. Seriously. Yeah. We live 30 minutes away from this arena. We could have gone home.
Right.
And I didn't even want to go. God, it was big rig for FTR to win. At least the right team won.
Yes.
At the very least, they keep the titles on the right people.
All right, let's move on to Wardlow and Cage in a ladder match. That was kind of...
Orange Cassidy, thumbs down. There were some things I did like. Wardlow should not be doing top of the ladder stuff. He totally missed Luchasaurus, and it looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? Also, Christian Cage... I'm kind of digging the presentation that he's doing here with like the whole turtleneck thing, but people chanting turtleneck throughout the whole match kind of took me out of the match.
Yeah. It was kind of annoying. But anyways, otherwise, it wasn't something to write home about.
No.
But
this probably would have been better if they changed the match stipulation.
Yep.
Like, why a ladder match? Of all matches, I mean, it's like, oh, Christian, he did the whole thing with the ladder match, blah, blah, blah.
Who cares?
Right. Also, by the way, during that triangle ladder match and the TLC match, Edge and Christian's weapon was not the ladder.
No,
it was the chairs. So make it a chairs match. It probably would have made more sense.
But anyways, that would have been stupid.
Wardlow obviously won with a power bomb. He climbed it. It was a little bit botchy, but I said it was fine. There were some parts.
It wasn't something that was offensive, like egregious.
Right. It should have been Luchasaurus. It probably would have made more sense if it was Luchasaurus.
Yeah, but whatever.
They needed the ex-WWE guy in it.
Yep.
It's embarrassing. So, okay.
Context, Hayter was already hurt, so that's why the match was so short.
Yes. Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter for the Women's World Champion. I'm going to give it an Orange Cassidy thumbs up. So the interference from the Outcast was absolutely disgraceful. It was embarrassing. These people know better.
Right.
But I thought Toni Storm worked around the Jamie Hayter injury quite well.
Yeah.
But she is a good wrestler. There is good there, but she's just... They don't care.
Right. They just don't care.
Right.
They're there for the paycheck, and they know that they can get a job anywhere, but...
They're here because Daddy's money.
Right.
Because Daddy is a billionaire. Like, seriously. But Toni...
The Outcasts have just never cared about being in the company.
But Jamie...
They're ex-WWE guys. They can easily go back to the E if they wanted to.
Right. Well, maybe not Saraya.
Right.
Because
they would not... They are not going to clear her for shit.
And it's probably a good thing because apparently she's been having some nerve issues.
Jesus
which is
Christ.
Good job there, Saraya. Was it really worth it? Is it really worth it? I mean, you're going to be Dynamite Kid by the time you're his age if you're going to continue this.
Yeah.
But Jamie Hayter did work around her own injury well, too. I thought her selling was pretty good.
Yeah.
She did some stuff that I really did like.
Yep.
And if it wasn't with the injury, this probably would have been a tremendous match.
Yeah.
I mean, because both of these girls are good.
It's just an injury. That's it.
Yep. Storm 0 for Toni Storm to win. Good for Jamie Hayter to sort of work her way through it. Obviously, she had some doctor look at it and say, yeah, you probably get through this match, but after that, you're pretty much not going to be wrestling for a while.
Anyways, moving on to the next match, 6-man tag.
Yes, this should have been booked. This should have been promoted as House of Black versus the Acclaimed because it would have, number one, made more sense.
Yep.
Because the Acclaimed were already going for the titles. Everybody knew who they were facing. This should have been on the buy-in because at the very least, then people would actually watch the buy-in.
Yep.
Except for Jeff Hardy botching horribly and Matt Hardy saying that was intentional. No, it wasn't. Because it's too dangerous.
Right.
Or it's either he slipped and he looks old and dumb, or he is an idiot.
Right.
So.
But anyways, pretty typical whatever match.
It was fine. It was a fine match. Obviously, the House of Black won. I feel like they kind of missed the opportunity there with the Acclaim, but once again, they do that again.
Yeah.
The Acclaim had all the momentum going into this match, and I think it would have been a good feel-good moment for everybody if the Acclaim won.
But they just got off their tag team title run, so...
And then they're doing nothing. And watch this. They're going to go back to doing nothing on Rampage until Rampage is closed down. But it was the blackout for the House of Black to retain the champions. I'm gonna
whoop-de-doo.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give it an Orange Cassidy thumbs down overall. Yeah. Okay, so there are a lot of problems with this. Number one, Jade Cargill and Taya Valkyrie for the AEW TBS champion. No, absolutely not.
They already had this match. The ship has sailed.
Right, we already had this match. Taya Valkyrie already looks like an absolute nothing sandwich on AEW anyway, so she gets another opportunity. Why?
Because reasons.
Exactly. They buried her.
Yeah.
Like, she's it. Now, I understand the whole thing about coming out with her old sorority, but Jade Cargill doing that dance really hurt her legitimacy. Like, it was really dumb.
Yeah.
Like, come out with this song, have them, dance behind her, but she needs to look like a badass instead of doing a choreographed dance.
But whatever.
Seriously.
I know.
It's like Kane doing a choreographed dance. Now, the match that should have happened after, which was Kris Statlander coming back. Biggest pop of the night, by the way.
Yep. Beating Jade, becoming the new TBS champion.
It should have been TBS champion open challenge. Who's gonna challenge? We've beaten everybody. Boom. Statlander's music plays. We have a proper match.
Yeah.
But boom, we hit the what's her thing called? The Cradle Tombstone for Statlander to win. Big feel good moment. That should have been the match. This should have never happened.
No.
Because number one, another one jaded, boom, Taya's dead. Like, she's dead in the water.
Yeah.
She could not beat somebody with full health that somebody who just came back from injury after a match beat.
Right.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
It's absolutely pathetic. Like, I mean, seriously. Oh my God. And also, Taya Valkyrie hit the road to Valhalla, and Jade Cargill kicked out. It's like, okay, so you just proved to me that Jade Cargill does your finisher better than you.
Right.
Congratulations. You just ruined a potentially big star there.
Yep.
I mean, she is. She should just go back to Mexico at this point.
Yep.
4 Pillars. This was a much better match than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
I'm going to give it a full thumbs up.
Yes, it was. It beat my expectations. Let's put it that way.
Oh, it absolutely did. I like the pacing. I really like the timing. Congratulations to Sammy and Ty for the announcement. Obviously, I may not like you, but obviously I'm not going to be mean.
Right.
Jack Perry was very good. Darby Allin, I just feel like was there.
He just I
mean, he was picking up wins, but it's like he was wearing stilts on that Wednesday. But yes, it was just embarrassing. It was a side headlock takedown for, obviously, Darby Allin to eat the pin for MJF to retain.
Yep. The right person ate the pin for MJF.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it was either going to be that or Sammy Guevara, because obviously with the announcement, I don't know how long Sammy Guevara is going to be around for. Is he going to be out for paternity leave? Probably.
Knows?
Because, I mean, it's Tony Khan. He wants to look good in front of everybody. And now we get to Anarchy in the Arena with Blackface. Yay! Here's the thing. Okay. Now, I want to make this as a point. I want any AEW moron who is defending it saying, oh, it wasn't Blackface. I want you to think of that same energy if WWE did the exact same thing.
Right. The
exact same thing. I can guarantee to you that you would have said and called out blackface and being racist if it was on WWE television.
Oh, absolutely.
And because I know that, I'm not going to let you just say, oh, no, it wasn't blackface. I know it wasn't blackface. I just know what it would have been if it was on the other show.
Right.
That's it. he just had his face. Number one, part of it was a mask.
Right.
The singing was getting incredibly cringe.
Yep.
So the Young Bucks kicking him was actually a good thing. People popped. I liked it.
Yep.
I thought it was an okay anarchy.
That's all right.
I liked the original the best,
Yeah.
because they used the whole stadium, the whole NFL stadium that's attached to Dailies.
Right.
To do that anarchy in the arena. They went all out with it. This one just kind of felt like a brawl.
Yeah.
It just didn't have that same oomph.
Well, it wasn't as produced because, of course, we're no longer in the COVID times.
But you could have had something like this. You could have had something fun. We have a whole ass stadium that's probably doing nothing.
Right.
What if they did the anarchy in the arena in there?
Right.
What if they would have? I mean, that would have been better instead of around the people, because they're limiting themselves on what they can do.
Right.
And I feel like they just missed that. Anarchy in the arena is like the cinematic match in the Broken Hardy cinematic universe.
Right.
It has to be overproduced at this point because you already set the expectation to there.
Right.
Anything that's not here is going to be lame.
Right. So,
like, seriously.
Yeah.
Now, if you said, this should have been the unsanctioned match.
Yeah.
If they were going to do the unsanctioned, this should have been the unsanctioned,
Right.
you know? It was fine. It was a total car crash match, which obviously what Anarchy in the Arena was going to be.
Yeah, it was the expectation.
Yep. And obviously it was a screwdriver and seatbelt for the Blackpool Combat Club to win. I'm surprised about that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that because most of these guys over here are going to be joining Papa H.
Yep. Maybe. Who knows?
That's what I'm hearing. So, that was Double or Nothing. Just a weird show that didn't sell out, and it looked like absolute crap. And I'm so glad I didn't go. I like the stage, but I kind of like that visual stuff. You know, it's kind of neat. But that was Double or Nothing.
All right. Well, when we come back, Dominion.
Yep.